A very pleasant good day to all the participants. Respected principal, professors, faculty friends, dearest students from various colleges and industrial experts, a warm welcome to the webinar session of Vedavyasa Institute of Technology. And let us today see the webinar live on the topic Big Data and Cloud Computing, Current Trends and Challenges. Big Data and Cloud Computing are the two hottest trends which have the remarkable impact on all levels of our human life. As already said to you, big data means, as the name describes, it's a large volume of data, both structured and unstructured. But it mainly focuses on the business frame which works on day-to-day basis. Big data can also be analyzed for insights which helps us to do better decisions in strategic business moves with its main three features, three V's: volume, variety, and velocity of data. And the other hottest topic today is cloud computing. Cloud computing is the delivery of computing as a service rather than a product, whereby shared resources, software, and the information are provided to computers and other devices. The sessions will help the audience to provide data-driven decisions in this competitive world. And the session will also provide chances to develop and prove ourselves by using both the tools to provide meaningful information for making better business decisions and research works. Now, let me take the honor to welcome our valuable speaker, Dr. G. Gokulkumari ma'am, Associate Professor, Department of E-Commerce, College of Admin and Finance, Saudi Electronic University, Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Ma'am has been recognized for her high academic achievements, and she has got more than 17 years of academic experience at UG and PG level in CS and Management Science in India and Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And ma'am has also served for 20 conferences and workshops, enrolled and as a chairperson for conferences. Ma'am has been a member of editorial board of many indexed management journals. Gokulkumari ma'am has acted and evaluated as external examiner for the PhD thesis and acted as reviewer for Elsevier and Springer publications. And ma'am has got a research interest which is lying in multimodal biometrics, network security management, online security, knowledge management, e-learning, and e-commerce. And it's a great honor, ma'am, to invite you for this webinar session. Now, let me give a small suggestion and practice to ensure a quality webinar experience today. To all the participants, while the session is going on, please keep your speaker, and that is your audio and video, in mute. And any doubt in between session can be given in the chat available, or you please raise your hands and give it during the interaction session at the end. Now, I request our speaker to start the session. Now the chair is yours, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
As a model for in this situation. So today the webinar topic, cloud computing and big data. So what are the, in this we will look into the topics, the concepts of big data and the cloud computing. So what are the tools of big data? What are the techniques of cloud computing? What are the models, layers, applications, real-time applications?
This conference will now be recorded.
Research topics. So that will help for the students for their project work. Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, your
Is that
PPT,
audible?
please. Your presentation of PPT, please.
Yes. Yes, I have not started. So
yeah, thank you. Just a reminder, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Is a slide available?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. So in this webinar, today we'll discuss about these topics. Introduction for the big data. What are the sources and characteristics? Analytics, the concepts, data science, business analytics, business analysis, the data mining. So what is the relation between the data analytics and with the machine learning? Concepts of cloud computing, its model and services, and how it is being enacted with the concept of big data implementation using cloud computing. What are the challenges, issues, and in the current business revolution? So how these help us in this era, current business era. So getting move on to the concept. Yes. So getting on, moving to the concept of introduction for this big data. So big data, so as ma'am says, already given the introduction about the big data. So big data, it is a form of or the collection of huge databases, the collection of large set of data, so that together provides in different formats, in huge data in different formats, whether it may be a structured, unstructured, or a semi-structured. So for example, structured data, what we are using in form of our database structures, RDBMS structures, like for example, Oracle, IBM DB2, and normal Xbase, Sybase, many databases we know. So whatever the databases, so there we have, so columnar, and it is completely structured. The data type, the values are being structured. And when it is unstructured, for example, the data is derived from what we obtain and what we are utilizing through the communication platforms, social media. So they are the unstructured data. And semi-structured data, so either some partial data are being structured and other partial data are unstructured. Like for example, the currencies, different types of currencies, and unformatted, different types of analytics reports, different types of many types of analytics. There is we couldn't get a single report from several analysis. So these are the big data concept. So it's in simple. So it is the huge amount of data, so that is available everywhere in current business scenario, in current everywhere. It may be an institution, it may be an organization, or wherever, it may be the entire business corporate structure. So complete there, now it lies with a huge amount of data. That is a now current problem or current issue with its data governance managing. So that is the current challenging issue. And this is the main characteristics of big data. So why it is huge, and if it is huge, what it causes the challenges, how it is challenges. So there are V's of big data. So there are many V's of that is volume, velocity, variety, veracity, validity, and vulnerability, volatility, valence, value. So there are many V's that says why the big data, it is huge and it is a challenge to govern these big data. We can see the data, different types or different the batches like batch programming, different velocities or formats of data. So each refers to different processing speed. So at which speed the data is being generated, created, produced, refreshed. And coming to the volume again here, so it ranges from large amount of data that is being created and the analysis. So for its data analysis, it took a long time and it requires many techniques. Coming to the data variety, so here different types of data, different data types, that is called the variety of data. For example, social media data, it may be either in text, social, video, unstructured, both structured and unstructured. These are the important V's of big data that made the big data challenges. And here the relevance of big data. The relevance here, it gives you, so where are the areas the big data plays a crucial importance or role. So with the big data, what are the analysis could be done? What are the importance of this big data? So it could be used for analyzing the data which is available in social media, for sentiment analysis, predictive analysis. Predictive analysis now they are using in many fields. For example, the electorate process and for example, the sports, they could predict based on the performance, based on the coaching performance provided, it could be predicted. For example, customer segmentation, where we use in the marketing, division of customers based on the prescribed characteristics, and the campaign analysis. Here, to get the analysis after that is post campaign analysis based on the marketing campaigns effectiveness, and CRM, customer relationship management, so mainly to acquire, retain and satisfy the customers. So these are the areas where the data is being applied. So we are moving to the next. So here comes the difference or the contribution. What is data analysis? Analytics, mainly the differences of analysis and analytics. Yes.
Ma'am, this slide is not clear.
Okay, do you mean the entire slide or the text in which each segment? I think the image is zoomed, expanded. Let me explain you. I think it will clarify you further. Thank you for the information. So here we have on the overall data science, so where we have the formats that we deals both having the structured and unstructured data, and data analytics analysis where we analyze the data and we relate the data to the certain principles and we process the data for certain application purposes. And analytics, coming to the analytics, so we heard of many analytics tools like SPSS, SAS and many analytics tools. So they relate or they suppose with the use of queries and procedures, and they relate the dependencies between the variables of the data. And data mining, so we know it is the process of searching the data and using the concept of machine learning. So we can propose or we can build a model, we can generate a model, we can predict for the variables. So these are the relations between each, that is mainly with the data analysis and analytics. We can find the comparisons. Coming to the characteristics of big data. So here the more than the characteristics. So what are the platforms for big data available? Examples. These are some examples. And what are the languages and programming platforms, big data programming tools, for example. So these are some of the examples, some of the characteristics tools is being provided. So mostly many of us might be using these platforms, tools for processing the big data. So we have programming tools, like for example, Apache, Hadoop, tools like Apache. So here you can find the tools, many big data tools, and also the cloud computing tools. So many tools available open source and also for premium. So each and every tool, its purposes. For example, the tools used for mainly for data warehousing, for log analysis. An example, Apache Hadoop is the most used tools in the big data industry. So it's one of the example for open source framework, and it can store and process and it can analyze the big data. So this is written in Java, helps mostly for parallel processing of data that uses for multiple machines that utilizes simultaneously at the same time connected via LAN. Hadoop, so Hadoop distributed file system, so it's a storage layer. So we have in Hadoop MapReduce, Yarn. So these are the systems we have in the Hadoop. So the MapReduce is used as a data processing layer, and Yarn is the resource management layer of Hadoop. We have many other open source tools, and like other tools like Apache Spark. This is used for generally for batch processing, and Apache Storm. So this is for distributed real-time and fault-tolerant processing system. This is working in terms of streams. So the biggest advantage of these Storm, especially, so this it can be used with any of the programming languages based protocols. And we have the again Cassandra, the tools that can accommodate. It has Rapid Miner is also an open source tool, and we have R programming. So this is an open source programming language, and it is multi-paradigm programming language, so that can offer a dynamic development environment. So this is the most now used language for the big data programming. Okay, so moving to the real-time applications. So real-time application, for example, we can classify for decision making and for the customer understanding, business automation. So decision making, for example, the Walmart. So they have used a data cafe center. So where the business corporates or arranged for a business meeting so that they can discuss directly with the business analyst with the tools and the techniques, and they'll get their solutions for their business challenges. So this is one of the smart idea. And usage of the magic bands, you know, with many theme parks, and especially for the huge crowded places like Disney places, and also usage of the smart cameras to identify the customers' satisfaction. So how they are enjoying their with the products, with their rides, etc. And we know the 360-degree profiling to obtain the complete profile based on their the customer's usage, the customer browser, based on them. So we can obtain the complete 360-degree profiling. That is also a part of the big data. And business automation. So business automation, now we have the integrated part with all the cross-functional system, ERP, CRM, and SCM. So with all these cross-functional systems, the main integrated, and is also when it comes to globalization, and especially for supply chain management, the tracking and monitoring will be more easy if it is bringing under the concept of big data programming. And these are the other examples, some more examples. Customer policy stocks. So the bank, the Royal Bank in Scotland, so they made the customer with a complete transparency of their records, whether, for example, in the stock markets, about their discounts when there is a rise, or when even in a less percentage of rise, or it is whether it increases or decreases, immediately it is being informed to the customer, and they can decide whether they can whether they can convert, or whether they can sell, or they can buy. So that is up to the, usually these small changes will not be informed to the customers. So this is an example. And the traffic lamps. So there is an example for the traffic lamps. Starts any unusual sound or unusual voice to identify the accidents. And so that based on the accidents, or based on the smart driving of the driver, so the insurance premiums and discounts will be provided. So these are the applications. So these are the benefits for the customers. And in the lift companies, based on the string, the vibration, usually the string will vibrate when the lift is, the motor string will vibrate when it moves up and down. So when the vibration, the difference, the vibration, normal vibration occurs, it is being detected. So it is to be found for the replacement, immediate replacement. And IBM SLAM tracker. So this is the tool used in the Wimbledon. And this is using predictive analysis technology. So it is based on the performance, based on the current. So it provides the current based on the current performance of the player. It provides immediate analysis about the player, the time scores, the complete statistics of the player, every point to point or every step by step or every analysis about the player movement. So it is being provided. This is the example IBM Slam tracker. And now with the current applications for fighting against the coronavirus also, it is being utilized by the concept of big data. In many countries, they have it is being many apps being generated to identify, to track their location, to track their where are the locations they're moving into. And again, for example, in Taiwan, it is very near to China again. So based on their experience, what they have with the SARS in 2003, so they have made many actions, or they have made many preventive mechanisms to fight against this corona. So to based on the predictive analysis upon the spread, upon they have made less when compared to the other countries. We can find out by the records. Again, the artificial intelligence. So coming to the artificial intelligence, here we do also have heard with intelligence forming, where automatically the sensors will give the information about the current weather conditions, whether the irrigations, whether irrigation is required for this current weather or is about to have rainfall, and the decision making for the crop according to the seasons. And we have the general electronics, G, smart street light. So this is also coming under the concept of artificial intelligence. Here, the street light, it could detect the spot if they identify any gunshots, like I have told you the previous slide is about this. So this is the company, GE, have generated this street light. It could identify, could detect any different, or could isolate the sound, unusual sound, like any accidents or any gunshots that could be easily identified. So this is also concept under artificial intelligence. And in India, we have the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana. So for this, we know the distribution, we know the populations and the needy or people, they are in urban and village areas. So in order to collect the information, in order to collect their areas, the people, and the possibility of near agent centers near to the location, not much far, whether they have the road facilities to obtain those facilities, to obtain the gas. So those identifying all these based on the existing facilities. So what best can be given for the people, for the public, and the social co-ops. It is a platform. It is being generated for the using this social co-ops. So it's a platform wherein which it is used to detect or to identify the exact location. The people they have registered, they have to find out the total population in that area in particular. So mostly all the even small, very small villages have been covered, and the population, the needy people, the family, the number of members, the so how much fills or how much gas is required to that corresponding agency required. So it is being served. So by this, many beneficiaries have been utilized.
Muted.
Here, this is an initiative given by the China government So to build a database that monitors individual, corporate, and government behavior across the country in real time. So the system will use the big data to build a high trust society where individuals organizations they have to follow by law. And again, in general, many applications now we are using this big data concept for best scrutinized searches in online recruitment, in many other fields, exports, etc. And I missed the points for the social costs. So they have been tracking 100 million LPG applications in a single place. And they also ensure for new connections that is being installed safely and very quickly. So this is the most point to be noted by this platform. And these are the examples of companies. Those are using the big data. Some companies, the high-level companies, it's pointed out. And Amazon, they are pricing so $258.751 in sales per minute. So you can assume. So through Amazon, even they provide many web services, cloud-based services, and they are the high in the e-commerce platform. So you can assume, so how much data, so they have to have the data governance. And in the Twitter, so 12 terabytes per day, Facebook, 500 terabytes per day, Google, 40,000, and it's keep on increasing per second. So Walmart, it is currently handling more than 1 million. And the Library of Alexandria, this is one of the most famous libraries in existence. So it includes many texts and readings from classical antiquities, and here they have, as per the records, total number of books is over 2 million. These are the challenges. Okay. There is one more challenge. There is okay. So we have challenges with respect to the big data. We have, as we saw earlier, the data challenges with the volume, velocity, variety, whereas all the V's. And again, the arise of new data discoveries, etc. The processing challenges due to the data similarities, data redundancies, the representations of data, different types of representations of data, and the business management challenges. So due to the data, it must be provided transparent, as well as we need to safeguard the data privacy and the data security to be provided, and also it should
Muted.
because this is the virtual environment. So this is these services being provided with the help of internet. So we have many models of the cloud computing. We have the types of cloud computing, so that we will see. So I think this slide is. Okay, I think the slide is tilting. Okay. Okay, the cloud computing, it provides a virtual environment, so where data information can be gathered over the internet. So here, the cloud computing has various benefits as it is flexible, so that the business can move the workload to and from the cloud. to ensure the business insights. The cloud also provides a platform which is used to share a computer facility to run the programs. So here we can see in the figure also the cloud computing. So it provides many services, provides the data centers, it provides services as infrastructure, as software, as a program, as a service. The data from, it may be from the portable devices, it may be from different processors, how it is being shared, how it is being collected, and how these services are being provided from the remote location data centers. So these remote centers, remote data centers that are available in the boundary region. Okay. So coming to the comparison with the big data and the cloud computing, with respect to the definition, so the cloud provides many resources, many support and services in the case of monitoring, tracking, storing, and providing the infrastructures on demand of the resources. Big data, they are the content of huge volumes of data. With respect to the reference, so they need the presence of internet to provide the services like software, infrastructure, and program as a service. And the big data references, it could be of the format of data can be either structured, semi-structured, or unstructured. And cloud computing, how they are used. So they are used in wide range where the cloud servers serve through internet to analyze the data and information, and in the big data can the classifications, and they can be formalized according to the application formats. Here the cloud computing with respect to the resources, it's computer or it is a platform domain, and the big, so it has different kinds, different formats, huge different volumes, and different methodology or the varieties of data. The cloud computing is used for mainly to store an information mainly for the remote locations where there required no usage of any hardware and the software maintenance. And the big data here is mainly used to provide the current availability of huge information and the requirement for its maintenance. So this is about the comparisons between the cloud computing and the big data. Coming to the cloud computing model. So cloud computing model, here you can see it is given in terms of the layers, and the deployment models, these are the types of cloud computing. So as we all know, we have the cloud computing, either it may be provide the service public, private, community, hybrid, so that we will look in detail about these deployment models. And these are the services model. So what are the services it could provide? And the next characteristics says the resource providers. So what are the resource providers being obtained in the cloud? So on demand, what are the services? And it could be also provided for the resource pooling, whichever the resource required, and the rapid elasticity for the scalable services. So these are the main computing model for the cloud computing. And the cloud layers and services. So these are the services it provides. It provides software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. So the infrastructure here, it means that as it is being providing services for the remote systems or the remote process. So here it provides a complete infrastructure in forms of server, helps in networking, and the storage for the data centers, and the complete data virtualization could be obtained using this infrastructure. And again, the softwares, so there are many built-in softwares, the open source software is available, so that could be used or it could be given as a outsourcing. Based on the outsourcing also it could be used. So we can give many examples, many ERPs that could exist and that is existing in the cloud. And it is also easy for collaborating for extranets and for mutual business partners. Here, the platform as a service, so usually the software as a service, so they will execute using this platform as a service, and where the supports like the database developments, middleware, so even many softwares they are providing as a service. I think the slide is not moving. Okay. Is there a delay? Okay. So these are the types of cloud computing. Cloud, we have private, public, community, hybrid. So usually private, it is used by the single organization. So for their own data, for their own maintenance, for their own single unique services. And the public, so it is for open use for the public. And so either by a particular organization, they could also host their services in the public. And in the hybrid, so they composed both of public, private, and community server in the hybrid. So all the benefits of both, all the models are being obtained. And in the community, so it is based on the types of industries, types of organizations, for example, education, business, and manufacturing. So accordingly, it is being classified, those resources, the resource providers are being mapped accordingly. Okay, I have a video for this, and let me try, but the video is open. And here we can see various cloud computing service providers. So cloud computing service providers, the most popular services, we have AWS, Amazon Web Services, Cloud, Google Cloud Platform, and Microsoft Azure. So these are the most familiar and the top ranking cloud services. We have certain comparisons with these Amazon Web Service, Cloud, Google Cloud Platform, and the Windows Azure. So the infrastructure it is being provided best with Amazon and EC2 Cloud and the Microsoft Azure and Google integration. It provides a platform mainly. And the service type, so in Amazon, they provide Amazon S3 for computing and storage. And in the Azure, they provide for both web and non-web application. And in Google, they provide for only web application. And the interfaces in Amazon, they provide EC2 command line tools. And in the Microsoft Azure, they provide the Windows Azure portal. And the Google, they provide web-based administration. So the other value-added services are being commonly provided with all the three, excluding the that is Google. So not all the value providers are provided. And virtualization. So here in Amazon and Microsoft, it provides the operating system level running. And in the Google, it provides application container. The API is being provided in all. And programming framework. So in Amazon, it provides Amazon mission images. In Microsoft Azure, it provides Microsoft.NET, and in Google, it provides with the Python. And we have Sun Network, so they provide the Solaris, Java, C, C++, Photon. So these are the comparisons. Anyway, I have a video based on the time, so I can give some more comparisons between these service providers, some more factors for the service providers. Okay. As an example for big data implementation in cloud for spatial data or for spatial domains, here you can see the possible data collection or data from various resources. It may be through mobile or many electronic devices, remote sensors, GPS, global pushing system, information system, social media, so from various big data, and the data have all these complexities of big data, volume, velocity, variety, veracity, so all the complexity of data. And we have down, we can see the cloud infrastructures. So these, the resources provided, the facilities, the services being provided by the cloud, these are the tools. And here the big data analytics, analysis for any model building, simulation, and for data mining, data analysis. So these are the spatial domains where which it is implemented. It could be used for the climate science analytics, urban planning system, social sciences, and for the environmental sciences. Could be used for smart cities management, model simulation, could be used for different domains. And with these analysis, with these informations of reporting and generation of data virtualization, so it could be used for better decision making and for the research, the data for the research, and for better optimization for the business. So these are, this is an example. So how the implementation of big data in cloud. We have a more real-time application that we have in IIT Kharagpur. So it is being built an open stack cloud. So namely Mega Mala, it's a web portal, Mega Mala web portal. So this web portal, it is being designed for the institution for managing their data resources. So by this, they can identify their own institutional databases, and that could be made for use now for public usage. Also, it's being provided. By this, they can identify how many virtual machines were used and what is the current network traffic and the current usage of the data and installation of the automatic firewall and many more applications they have installed. So this is also an application which is used in India in the IIT Kharagpur. And coming to the challenges, and in the screen we will discuss both the challenges, advantages, and disadvantages of cloud computing. So here, the challenges mainly the privacy issue. As we know, we are into transparency with the data. So there will be surely the privacy issue, infrastructure security, data management, integrity, and reactive security. Okay, I think it is a. There is a slide. Okay. Okay. The slide is visible. Okay. So here the challenges, come to the challenges. The privacy, here mainly maintaining the privacy. So it is preserving the privacy, data mining and analytics. So cryptographically enforcing the data-centric security being provided. What? Okay. Granular control. So infrastructure security, it provides secured computations for all the distributed frameworks completely, and it provides the best practices for the
Muted.
testing the batch product batch
Unmuted.
disaster recovery. So advantages, ways, so how the cloud development, how the cloud services, how the cloud, the layers, the model, how they provide services, and each and every services, how it is being implemented for what type of, maybe decision making, maybe analysis, data implementation, or data virtualization, the cloud virtualization process. So it is could be used for testing and for batch computing. So where there is a huge workload, so here we can implement for cloud batch computing. Disaster recovery. So disaster recovery is so when the data is eradicated, or there is any sudden data it is being distorted, or the data misplaced. So it could be easily recovered. And the disadvantages, mainly the performance due to high bandwidth and the transparency. This is also being affected with the personal privacy, and the lack of options. So they're required due to different types of data, different huge amount of data, huge data buckets. So all the options could be provided for all the applications. So this is the disadvantages. Okay, I think I'm taking time, a little time, so let me finish it off early. So we are moving to the current business revolution. So we are in the current, after 3 revolutions of business, we are in the 4th revolution. So in the current business revolution, we can see the areas where where we are, the concept of big data and the cloud computing, and we have many other areas, important areas like augmented reality, virtual reality, the Internet of Things, connecting things, and it's also being connected with the big data again. So these are the concepts where we are to the industrial revolution, and the research topics. So these are the research topics. So both the students and also the researchers, they can concentrate with the these research topics: the cloud deployment model, green computing, and big data, cloud scalability, cloud service providing, the new cloud service model, and what are the cloud security areas. So the cryptography, so we can provide many encryption techniques that can be used in the cloud, and the cloud analytics. So for the marketing, is a marketing term for business to carry out various analysis using cloud computing. And the edge computing is a distributed computing. So where how the computation and the data storage, how we can bring it closer to the location. And green clouds, this is the booming area where the current study and practice is being made with the designing, manufacturing, and the cloud security. So this is the area where protection of the data over cloud from the theft, leakage, deletion. So these are the topics where which we can concentrate for the research. And this is the next topics for the future, what after the cloud computing. So here we have edge computing, the growth of complexities, the edge computing. So here using several nodes, we have the geographical distribution of computing nodes. So this is used mainly like in the applications for generating smart cities, cloud gaming, and growth of complexities. Here we have both technical complexity as well as management complexities, and we have the specialized cloud for to perform a limited task for a limited audience. So both public and private clouds will be used for the limited audiences. And for example, for the demographic characteristics, we can use the specialized cloud. And the patterns of technology. So is used for examples for the driving cars. So for the automatic driving, for example, this we can give the example to make the decision making to avoid accidents on the traffic. Distributor ledger. So ledger, by this how to make synchronized digital data, and how we could make a distributed data across many locations. The distributed ledger, so it looks like a database, and how it could be safeguarded from the cyber attack. So this could be also the future topic. And cryptocurrency, we all know it is advanced of the Bitcoin. So the first cryptocurrency is the Bitcoin, and the cryptocurrency, so this is an electronic money. Here there is a digital cash, quick, cheap, and it is reliable. Quickly, supporting analytics. So this is where the cloud solutions, they provide the results out of the big analytics and various data analytics. It could also monitor the activity, the software in which network it is being working on. And we have finally the IoT, Internet of Things, so that could control and monitor electronic devices remotely via internet. So these are the topics which is these topics also we can focus on the research as well as the student. I can advise how it works. The concepts what we have seen with the data and the cloud computing for today's webinar. Hope useful. And if you have got any queries, you can read. Thank you for providing the opportunity. Thank you for the watchers who joined me. I think the audio is not clear.
A little disturbance.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes,
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am, for providing.
Muted.
Hello? Hello, ma'am?
Unmuted.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So if anybody have any queries, you can If the time provides, we can discuss, or you can email me. So thank you for providing the opportunity. So
Hello,
hope
ma'am.
it will be useful.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, yes.
Can you please send the PPT to the mail ID?
Yeah, sure. You can give to the organizers. So I'll inform them and it will be shared to you on request. Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Please give your suggestions, your comments. Thank you, madam. So shall we wind up the session?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Fine. Hello, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, there are some questions in the chat box. I think ma'am can read it and answer it. Can you please check, ma'am? Kavita miss, can
Yes,
you
ma'am.
please check the chat
Yes, ma'am.
box?
Yeah,
Read
yeah.
the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ma'am, the first question is from Dr. Asha S. Manep. Can you hear the question? Nowadays, researchers are preferring for Python coding rather than using open source tools like RapidMiner. Why so? Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. I
Yeah.
cannot. Can you repeat the question? Where is the question in the text? I'm
Yeah,
searching
it's
for
in
the
the chat
question.
box, ma'am. Nowadays, researchers are preferring for Python coding rather than using open source tools like RapidMiner. Why so?
Rather than, okay, why they are preferring RapidMiner, or what is the question?
Why they are preferring Python?
Okay. So the RapidMiner tool, so RapidMiner is also an open source, and Python again, we also know that it is also open source. But RapidMiner, the application programmable interface is very difficult, and also it is quite inefficient when compared to Python. And we have the complex tools and algorithms with respect to the RapidMiner when we compare to the Python. So that is the most reason why we are using for the Python.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Any other questions? Let me chat. Okay.
Feedback from participants, please.
If there is no question, we can wind up, ma'am. You can tell the vote of thanks.
So good evening to all of them. Now I take the honor to give vote of thanks for this wonderful session on big data and cloud computing current trends and challenges. I wish this particular session would have been highly useful for our participants so that it will help them to prove themselves by using all the tools what ma'am has already given, and how to make them more meaningful in their business decisions or in their research works, etc. So both these topics, big data and cloud computing, are doing a lot of activities today in this corona period also. So as ma'am said, it is working as a better decision tool. So I wish all our data today in our meeting also, all these data has been stored in cloud, and all this will be surely useful for us. And thanks ma'am for giving such a wonderful session. And I also take this opportunity to thank our management, our principal ma'am who has arranged for this particular valuable speaker, and all the participants from other colleges, student friends, faculty members. And once again, thank you all of you for participating in this wonderful session. Meet you in another webinar. Thank you once again.
Madam, kindly send the feedback link, madam.
Sure, sir. I'll be sending the feedback link, and as soon as you finish the feedback, if you are giving your name and email ID perfectly, it will be generated for you. Okay, sir.
Yes,
Right?
madam.
I'll be sending.
It will be reflected in the chat box, no?
No, no, not in the chat box. It will be given to mail only, sir. Yes, sir.
Ma'am,
Okay, madam.
Yeah, I'll be sending through mail.
ma'am,
Yes, ma.
when will be the PPT will be sent?
Yeah,
PPT, no.
I'll get it from ma'am and then I'll be sending it to you. Okay, I'll be sharing that. No problem. Is it right?
The certificate also.
Yeah, certificate you will get it today itself. As soon as you complete the feedback, you will be getting the certificate.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Anthony. Okay, ma'am. Shall we end the session?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Fine.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello.